Hi, it's Andy.
Hi, it's Dave.
Hi, it's Kirk.
Welcome to the A.D.K channel, and with us today we have Alun from Before the Sirens. Welcome to the channel.
Hiya.
Hello again.
Hello again.
Hello again. Let's go check out today's video. I have no idea who knows this band and who doesn't, but we'll go and find out. Well, that was a lovely ballad. I'm going to throw this over to Alun.
Can I guess who that was, Dave?
You can indeed, yes.
There's been a bit of a theme about sort of early 2000s, and I'm going to say it's from that sort of period of time. Kirk will be able to say, exactly year and month, but was that Chimaira?
You are correct. Well done. Yeah, you got one. Yes, that was Chimaira, and the song was Power Trip. I don't know when that song came out. It's probably mid-2000s. I'm going to guess something like 2006, 2008, somewhere in that area. Maybe a bit later. But it's definitely around that sort of period, I would have guessed. But Alun, over to you. Alun.
Alun.
Yeah.
Alun's confused.
No, I am, and I'll tell you why. Musically, they did a lot for me. It's big, it's heavy. I love the really fast double kick in the breaks. So when they stop playing and you still got that brrr underneath, I love all that. In a similar sort of way, there's throwbacks in there to the sort of the Sepultura kind of like moshy nature of the instrumentation. The vocalist is super aggressive. I couldn't work out whether he wasn't quite as strong necessarily as others. I couldn't. That might have been latency on video or the like. I'm not really sure, but as a whole sound, it sounded really, really aggressive. Big chuggy riffs in there. The guitar solo was almost like someone had guested in Kirk Hammett for like 15 seconds, and then he just disappeared again. And he was wearing a Metallica shirt just to kind of show it off. But it's something that I didn't realise I hated so much. But I cannot stand it when there's another band member in the corner and no one really knows why he's there. And that band have got the same thing. The guy was like headbanging over a table, it looked like, but I'm sure there was like a desk or something on there. And every now and then he'd pick a mic up and shout something and then put it down and go back to going nuts. And so musically, I really, really digged it. And, you know, it was big, it was heavy. I'd certainly listen to it again. But the video annoyed me so much. I was just looking for the next shot of this guy and his table. Yeah, no, musically loved it. Video wise, I mean, it was just a performance video, wasn't it? And please ban bands from having people with tables.
I'm guessing that that guy normally does like turntable sampling, or they do on some of the other songs have sampling, and because he didn't have anything else better to do, he was doing supposed guest vocal bits for it. Maybe, I don't know, but I kind of understand what you mean on that one. Andy?
Yeah, agree with a lot of what Alan said. I mean, the superfluous keyboard player triggered me as well. You know, just like the video we watched previously in the session, it reminded me of a band that played at Club 85 a few times, with a colour in their name, who've got somebody who's supposedly playing keyboards, but I don't think he's even plugged in and he's throwing it about. So that annoys me a little bit. But if he's a genuine member of the band and he does contribute with samples and keyboard and synth, then fair enough. But he perhaps should have stayed at home when this video was shot. But yeah, it is brutal, isn't it? You know, very, very fast. I like the guys' vocals. I think they were excellent. And it's another performance video in a sort of circle with a camera in the middle going around. But again, it's well produced and well done. I believe I've got this album. This is from picked it up somewhere. I haven't given it enough listens. I've had it for years, but you know what happens when we do these kind of things? I go and check it out. So I'll dig that and give it a proper listen. But yeah, so I took a good guess at who it was, and you know I might have even seen the video before. You know the vocals is quite distinct with his dreads and everything. But yeah, another good video. Thanks a lot.
No worries. I'm going to throw it over to Kirk before, and I'll just do the wrap up.
Yeah, this is a band that missed the boat. Their first album's new metal, and they regret that obviously because they come in at the saturation point, and then they produced this 2003 album, The Impossibility of Reason, and ironically, this just buries new metal overnight, like Killswitch Engage had done a couple of years before. I remember seeing this video on MTV2, and I'd started to stop. I wasn't even listening to aggressive music. I'd started listening to, I was just listening to The Cure, Depeche Mode, and Kate Bush around this time. I'd actually got off most heavy music. And I heard this, and it's like, oh, he's got a Ride the Lightning t-shirt on. It's fast. And even though you're playing down-tuned guitars, there's clearly thrash metal dynamics. This give a shot in the arm to Metallica, to Megadeth, Machine Head especially. It's like, hey, you can actually play that music that you like from the 80s that you've stopped doing. And this song... And you've got to say Lamb of God as well around this time. When Lamb of God came on, obviously, Pantera is still around. You know, it's a year before Dimebag, unfortunately, is murdered on stage. But you're starting to see you can have a second wave of thrash. And we actually started calling it, was it the new wave of American heavy metal we were referring it to? One thing I've got to say, though, before I hand it over to you, Dave, we have got to give credit to Slipknot for one thing, if anything. They were getting kids into heavy music. So as a gateway band, they were making things like this possible to be played on MTV2, not just on Headbangers Ball. And you have got to say, Slipknot opened the floodgates and got a whole generation of people into more extreme music. I wouldn't say this is extreme metal, but it certainly brought back thrash metal as a mainstream concern. You know, it wasn't about groove anymore. It wasn't about that high-tuned hip-hop snare. Yes, he's got dreadlocks, but this is just pure aggression. One other thing I'll say, though, again, ironically, even though this band helped to really bury new metal, I think with the emergence of bands like In Flames and the Swedish and the European bands, for the first time, we can say as metalheads, we start looking towards Europe. It's not just America dominating anymore. So this is actually the beginning of an exciting time for heavy music. And it isn't just what are the major label bands doing in America. It's like what's going on in Europe. Even British bands are starting to make a mark again. So yeah, exciting. Great song, isn't it? Very influential. I don't think these get enough credit because obviously they're no longer around, are they?
No, they're obviously not together at the moment. So, yeah, Chimaira Power Trip. It's a band that I've heard of. It's a band that a lot of friends that I had who are big into In Flames and At the Gates and stuff like that were all listening to this. And I was like, no, shouty, growly vocals, got no interest in anything now. I want groove, I want clean vocals. And that's what I was listening to when all this stuff was going on. So it was a band that completely skipped over it. I think I heard maybe one track and I was like, yeah, not interested at all. What's really weird now is that I really like bands like In Flames and Scar Symmetry, and now I haven't really given any time to Chimaira. It was just a case of I thought it'd be quite interesting to go and check them out for the channel, and it's great. It's the sort of stuff that I would now quite actively listen to. I don't think I could have a whole album of that. I need to have some sort of slight, maybe a bit more mid-tempo groove to it. I don't think I could have that just pounding constantly for like 2 minutes and 46 seconds and then do that for a whole like 48-minute album. Probably not, but yeah, very, very impressive band. And I find it's just very interesting at different times of your life you can go back to different styles of music that you may have passed over, and it kind of opens up in a different way to you. But yeah, I really liked the video. I wasn't so bad about the guy with a bench desk, and that didn't really bother me that much, to be quite honest. But
Dave,
yeah,
Dave, do you know you said you couldn't listen to, like, I don't know how many songs on it, 10 songs. Perhaps that superfluous guy who occasionally looks at a keyboard, he might be the key to making the album experience listenable. There might be some experimental.
He might be the transition guy for me. Who knows? But yeah, that we go. That was Chimaira and Power Trip. Now, if you like the video, please do like, share, and subscribe. Yeah, I suppose you should go and check out Before the Sirens if you feel like it. And thank you very much for watching. Take care.